Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Writes Again. Today is our favourite day. It's the comments day, wherein I react to a carefully curated selection of your missives. It's going to be stuff like, how comes you're wearing that horrible 90s fleece? Or, what was that thing you was going on about before? You was wrong. Or it'll be, how come you're this, I won't spoil the fun. I'm just going to read them and react to them. First of all, though, I'll do the theme tune because, of course, that's what we all came for, isn't it? Don't pretend. Justin Hawkins writes again. Again. Jason Lewis asks, why is this guy so obsessed with critiquing musicians? Just make your own music and worry about yourself. I've often asked myself the same question, Jason. I believe that the whole secret to this crazy existence that we call life is to shine a light upon your own soul and ask yourself those searching questions like, why? Why am I like this? Why is it that I can't make a single YouTube video without reacting to something or critiquing something? It is an obsession. You're quite right. I think I've moved some of the addictive behaviours from my earlier life, and I've transferred it to critiquing musicians. It is a daily obsession. I wake up in the morning, I think, right, give me something to critique, quick. And it's like I just need that fix. And I really appreciate you for asking this question, because I guess I'd never taken the time to answer it myself. And now I realise that I've got to do some work. I've got to do some work on myself. Maybe I don't know, make a Darkness album or a solo record or write some songs for somebody. And then throw it to the wolves, the people that critique music with absolutely no understanding of what it's like on this side of the fence. Witch Haunts Ghost says, with another super thanks, cheers. Comments day, more like compliments day. Like everyone else on here, I just want to say that your performance for the tribute show was mind-blowing. You're an absolute powerhouse, and I reckon performing with some of your favourite bands would have been surreal. My question is, now that you're home, and it's nice to see you back, how do you adjust back into normal life? Much love to you, Justin, and welcome home. Welcome home. And that's Justine, who is Witch Haunts Ghost. I've got to admit, it took me a minute to adjust. I mean, I still don't know if I have, to be honest. I didn't think for a second I would experience anything like that again. We used to do really huge stuff back in the early part of the Darkness's career, and this was just, I suppose I had to sort of lean on those earlier experiences to be able to pull off the things that I was doing. And getting home is just like, I just had my suitcase in the entrance of my home for like, I don't know, a few days, and it was just open and I was still living out of it, really. My wash bag was in there, I was going to it to get my toothbrush, and I think I've sort of behaved like as I was in shock or some sort of trauma had occurred. And I think I was also really tired just because the week building up to it was pretty intense, with not just the scheduling but the atmosphere and the emotions around it and stuff. So it's it took me a minute to calm down, I'll admit that. And Dina's comment is one of many that were saying nearly the same thing, in reference to my recent video about the Björk release. So Dina says, "Hi Justin," or "Hey Justin, the clariobophone is actually a bass clarinet." 58 people have liked that comment because I think indeed Dina has correctly called me out on my misidentification. I thought it was like, 3 different instruments connected like the human centipede, but of wind instruments. So where you blow into one end and then the sound is manipulated by it's not that at all. It's just a bass clarinet. So thank you, Dina, for educating me. I needed that, and I'll never make that mistake again. I love these guys. So you've got some vibrantly coloured, I think they look like mushroom or grub people. They're all playing like, I don't know whether those are supposed to be oboes, clarinets, or a type of saxophone. So let's call it an obophone, clarobophone. It's a clarobophone. But in my defence, I would say that the vibrantly painted mushroom and grub people who are underneath that rotting thing, I mean, think of it from my point of view. I've never seen an instrument like that before, and I've never seen mushroom grub people painted so vibrantly. I was not expecting it to be something as simple as a bass clarinet. My mind went straight to human centipede of woodwind instruments. Instruments, yes, I pronounced it instruments. Anyway, thanks, Dina. I apologise, and I'm grateful to you. Rob King with a super thanks. Cheers. Hi, Justin. My wife and I love your videos, and we can't wait to see The Darkness next month in Wellington, which is in New Zealand. I'm looking forward to that too. Questions for Comments Day. What is your all-time favourite opening guitar riff? Oh, good question. Okay. So for it to technically be an opening guitar riff, it's got to be one of those ones where the riff starts before the band comes in. This is a good one. From Back in Black, it's the You Shook Me All Night Long opening riff, and what I love about it is that that's the only time you hear that, and there's something really cool about it because it goes G9. People don't associate things like ninth chords and stuff like that and sixth chords and what have you with AC/DC, but they do happen, and this one was really exposed right at the top of the track. Yeah. What's another good one? Another AC/DC one. Is that? I always play it like that, but I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this. Probably that. So this, what I love about this is that you get this prominent F sharp going into the G. But in fact, I think that's a D, because it's the F sharp which would give the major third of the D, not the root. And then when it goes to the G, it is the root. So it's like, which that's what you'd expect from AC/DC, but, or, God, it's gorgeous, isn't it? That is just one of the all-time greatest riffs of all time. That's why it's called that. So yeah, in short, I think the first two things I could think of after seeing that question were AC/DC songs. Thank you, by the way, Rob. Appreciate you. Colin Anderson with another super thanks. Thank you. One for the next Comments Day. I am thinking about starting to learn bass. Any tips? Is it okay to buy a cheap guitar like a Harley Benton, or should I spend a little extra on a better brand? Can I learn using the numerical tab method, or do I need to know how to correctly read music? Love the channel, Justin. That's an awesome question. And all right, so the little bit I do know about bass is from my own experience with it. I've only ever kind of learnt bass at a sort of, I'm basically competent in bass, not brilliant. But I would say the thing about buying a bass, if you're just starting to learn, I used to have this what you'd probably refer to as a shitty old PV bass. It cost me about $100 or something like that, but it sounded amazing. It really did, and it played all right. And you can be lucky. You just got to make sure you sit with the instrument before you buy it and give it a go, because they're going to be hit and miss in whatever price bracket you're looking for. If you want something with an amazing tone, a really reliable intonation and all that sort of stuff, you do probably want to spend a bit more money, but you can get a good sound out of something much cheaper to learn on. You know, I'm not a big fan of buying like the best thing and then learning on it. But I think when it comes to the learning part of it, the things that are important with bass is it's things like the pocket. So you want to be reading about how to achieve the ultimate pocket, really, and that's about where the sort of the top of your note that you're striking lands in relation to the bass drum of what the drummer's doing, and how you lock in with that. So I think it's always going to be. I think the emphasis is always going to be on the right, what the right hand's doing, whether you decide to claw it, or if you're going to be a plectrum player, or you're going to slap. All those things have merit, but you kind of if you can be a hybrid player as well. I know people that do all of that stuff. Listen to the work of Chris Chaney. He's the guy that played on a lot of the stuff at the Taylor Hawkins tribute show, but he's also in Jane's Addiction. He's played with more or less everybody. I think he played and wrote some stuff for the most recent Ozzy Osbourne album. So have a listen to the way he plays and think about the contribution that style lends to a recording. Actually, I don't know. I can read numerical tab, and I can also read music, but very, very slowly. But I think it's much more important to develop your ear. So I would suggest just play along with your favourite records, find out how those grooves are achieved, and try and simulate them. Just get yourself a cheap bass that sounds all right, and do some bedroom learning, first of all. You can get into bad habits by doing that, but I also think you can develop your own style. And I would always urge any musician to err towards, creating something, a playing style that's unique. I mean, there's a reason why people like Cliff Williams and Mark King, all these sort of these legends of the bass, they all had their own sort of approach to it. And as I said before, they all have merit. So find your way and stick to it. Anyway, thanks a lot and good luck with it. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Thanks, Colin. Truffle Huffer with another super thanks. G'day, Justin. As a singer who is delightfully chatty off stage, how do you protect your vocal cords from wear and tear, and especially when touring and performing in hot and dry climates? P.S. You can see from my profile pic that I have self-interest in this matter too. Indeed. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Hot and dry climates. Dry climates are the things that I find challenging. There's actually, when you get those, what are they called? Like a lozenge that you would use to clear your throat. Sometimes that you have ones that are sort of made out of a gelatinous stuff, and you can have it sort of behind one of your teeth, and it seems to lubricate the throat and all that sort of stuff, and stops you from experiencing any soreness. Hot climates I'm not too bothered about, and hot and humid is the very, very, in my opinion, it's the very, very best climate for a singer to operate in. I love humid shows, sweaty clubs and that sort of thing. It's brilliant. But I think if you're suffering with those things, I mean, air conditioning can dry me out a little bit as well. You just got to find some sort of I don't know, lozenge or with the lubricating gel. What was it called? I'm not suggesting you put lubricating gel in your throat. That would be disgusting. Thanks, Truffle. I hope that cleared it up. APJ 1989 says, Justin, I'd be intrigued to hear your views on tribute bands. Are you aware of any the Darkness ones, and have you heard any of their offerings? There have been a couple of Darkness tribute bands. There was one that at a certain point in our career they were sort of doing pretty well actually, and playing like slightly smaller rooms than we were playing. So we went down one night when we had a night off to check them out. What always makes me laugh is like the things that a tribute band observes in like a lesser known band like the Darkness. I mean, I think that the things that a tribute band observes about a band are totally different to the things that you think you're projecting, you know. So like I was like watching the singer thinking, is that what I do? And then watching the guy that was supposed to be my brother thinking, it's like my brother, but you know, not as tall or something. Or, I don't know. It's funny to watch, but it is a bit of an eye opener because it sort of shows you what other musicians take from the experience of seeing you. It's surreal, you know, and also very flattering, obviously. I think tribute bands are hard to follow if we tried to go and play a festival after a fucking Queen tribute band, and that's A Queen tribute band is a set full of #1 mega hits all around the world. The whole festival screaming along to these songs, and it doesn't matter that it's not actually Queen that's playing it. If it's a proficient tribute band that knows how to do that stuff, it's just really impressive and it's really fun to watch. And then we had to go on after it. It was a fucking nightmare. So mixed feelings about that particular experience, but I think there's a time and a place for a tribute band, and I would always be interested in going to see. I went to see. I think I went to see Killer Queen was the one, and they were just doing all the backing vocals. There was nothing on tracks. It was really well done. One of them, I would say, and I'm not going to point any fingers here. One of the guys in the band who was playing either Brian or John, I'm not quite sure. His voice was somewhat foghorn-esque, and I felt like I heard the sound man pull him down after a couple of songs when it became clear that he was really bellowing and a little bit out of tune as well. But that sort of thing is just really good fun to watch anyway. It's brilliant. I mean, depends on the band that they're paying tribute to, I suppose. I mean, I don't know if I'd be interested in seeing a Maroon 5 tribute band, although what would they be called? Don't know. Anyway, Jamie Wilson says, I am making a rock playlist, a song for every year of my life, and I'm really struggling after the year 2000. Any ideas? Yeah. Okay, let's have a think. 2003 is very obvious. You need to put I Believe in a Thing Called Love, sometimes abbreviated to Thing Called Love by The Darkness. You could also put Love Is Only a Feeling from 2004, because whilst it appeared on the 2003 album Permission to Land, it also came out as a single in 2004. So that's 2 sorted. 2000, I would put, let me just check this a second. Okay, so 2002, you've got to put All My Life by the Foo Fighters, I think. That's the one from that year. Okay, No One Knows is 2002 as well. That's difficult. What a good year for rock. I'm not sure if I can help you here. Sorry. Oh, more recently, though, you've got to put the Chats on, haven't you? 2017, I think that was. Anyway, good luck with it, Jamie. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Wolfgang Kirby with a super thanks. Thanks. What's your advice to aspiring songwriters? Personally, my struggle begins when building melodies instead of following a main riff. Creating vocal melodies with harmony is another of these. Haha. Love the channel. Never would have known your personality was so fantastic. Much love. Nice one, Wolfgang. Appreciate that. So, my advice to aspiring songwriters, there's no right or wrong. That would be my main, the crux of my advice. I would say this though: if you're struggling to find a melody, like so, you can just play the chords, make some sounds, see what comes out, see what feels natural. Most of the time you'll do that, and then you'll realise that you're probably singing along to something that you already exists. You've just got something hidden away in the back of the darkest recesses of your subconscious. You've heard a song that has a melody, and you're echoing it in your writing. That's actually okay, because it's just taking influence from something. But if it's too close and you realise what you've done, find the first chord or find the key of it and start your melody anywhere other than the root or the fifth. Or even, if you really want to be ambitious, the third. Don't start it on any of those. Eliminate those as the first part of your melody, and then you'll find yourself in areas. So, okay, let's use D minor as an example. So you don't want to be singing this. You don't want to sing. You don't want to sing this. But you could try this. So, sorry. Because that note there was going to force you to make a move. It's either going to make you go here or there. And depending on how you feel, You know what I mean? Or you can go. That's nice, isn't it? So the point I'm making is choose like the ninth note the sixth or the ninth note in a scale of the key that you're operating in, and that will force you to land somewhere and resolve in a pleasing way. You only need to do that if you are completely stuck, though, because I don't believe there are any rules. You can start on the route if you feel like it, but I think what we're talking about is the struggle when it's not happening for you. Just try that as a challenge. Just kick yourself off on the ninth and then choose a direction. See where it takes you. Show my appreciation to the super thanks guys by reading their names out. Rob McVeigh, Michael James Gilbert, Craggett, Isaac Espinoza, Jason Scott Swanson, Jigs, Rob King, I Am Sandman, Hassan, John S3, Matt Griffin, Eve Hosgood, Catherine Biane, Matt Locke, Strange Device, Michael, Truffle Huffer, Lightstone Records, Donia, Some Bloke on Drums, Ben Waller, Buddy Butler, Pooney Human, Rocco Pellerin, Monique Duplessis, Tom Tilley, Renee Burton, Colin Anderson, Lorna Karimji, Knut Vadoy, Truffle Huffer again, Wandsworld, Callum Harkness, Cynthia Becker, Roman Dame, Wolfgang Kirby, Adam Brown, Witch Haunts Ghost, Non McCarthy, Reed Jorgensen and Miles Geary. Thank you so much for the super thanks. I really appreciate you guys. It just warms the cockles of my heart. Thank you. Justin Hawkins writes again. I'm only kidding, Chasen. The real answer to that is because it's fun. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these two videos, and you know what? Keep coming back. Cheers, guys. Love you.